Hi, it's Belinda, Aussie's teacher, coming on the 1st of January 2023. I got it right the first time. Welcome to the new year, welcome to my channel. In case you are new here, because I have had quite a few new subscribers and also people that pass by, I am Belinda, I live in Australia, Aussie's teacher. I live in Western Australia and I live, without going to too much detail, we'll go between 3 to 6 hours north of Perth. I live in what they call the Midwest, and it is farming country. I live on a farm. We bought a farm. We moved into this house in February, and I don't know why I'm saying all this. Maybe because I have so many new subscribers, so sorry if this is really boring. So we have owned the farm for 11 years. We moved on it in February. My husband was working full-time for a farmer and then full-time for us, and then late 2021 we made the decision that he would go full-time farming for us, and I had gone back to work part-time, and that's our life. Just so you know, it is school holidays in Australia. I have 4 kids. 2 of them are going for a motorbike ride with Jeff. He's going to check, not on the road, on the farm. He's going to check sheep waters, fences, and just give the kids a general how to go over contour banks safely and stuff like that. So I thought it was a perfect time to do a video. Yeah, that's basically it. Hope that's enough rundown for anyone that's new, and I'm sorry if you've been here for a while and it's all old for you. So I have a finish, some whips, sorry, keep touching face because I have a very itchy face all of a sudden, and some plans. I don't normally do plans because normally I don't, but I do this time around. I know I'm missing one whip from the plans, but I have to look it up because it's one that Stitch and Button Vicky set for me and I can't remember it, but I've got the others. So in December, it must have been way after my whip parade, William got COVID again from the school. I know he got it from the school because all his mates got it. So he didn't get really sick. It was the second time having it in 8 weeks, but none of us else got it. But because he got it, I kept everyone home. And then my boss asked me to stay home because where I work is very small. It's like 10 people and we don't obviously want to close the store down. It's a supermarket. If we all get COVID, it's not very good for the town. So I had an unexpected finish of Siren and the Shipwreck. And I just love her. So she's a Mirabilia. I started her, I can't remember when, but it was 2018. This fabric is 28 count Lagana from Colour Cascades, and it was a mist dye. Let me go to this side now. And that's actually more truer to the fabric type. So normally I have all the stats on how much I stitched this year, the beading, but what happened was around December I just stopped counting. So I don't know. I remember I did count a little bit of the beads because I was debating whether to do the beads, and this up was like 270. So I'm gonna go with around 800 beads. She's not as blingy as some of the others, but there's definitely sections of lots of beads. This chandelier looked really beady in the picture, and then when I looked at it, the chart, it was actually quite heavily stitched. And then when you started beading it, it's also quite heavily beaded. It was a pain in my rear end, but I love it. So all the bits in the hair. So what I normally do is I do all the stitching and then the beading, but I was in a really good spot with the chandeliers, so I beaded and stitched to a certain area, then moved it, finished the stitching. Love her. She needed 2 water lilies. One I used a good half of, and one barely used anything. The one that was barely anything was the lighter colour, the blue. There's quite a dark blue. That's a water lily, and I used quite a bit of that one. Krynic was only used for back stitching. I don't think there was anything else. Oh, and a little bit of cross stitching in here. And that was it. Love her. She's gonna get framed and go on my wall. This is mine. So yeah. So I am now officially down to 54 whips. If you go to a previous one, you saw that I had UFO'd quite a bit. Quite a bit when I say about 10. Some will be restarts and some will be completely UFO'd. This is a cup that Michaela got for me for Christmas. She bought the cup and then a friend did this. And it's really glary, I'm so sorry. Oh, and it holds a good amount of coffee. So after I'd done that, I was a little bit, what do I do? I didn't really want to do anything. All my plans that I kind of had just went out the window. I was very grumpy. I'm having to stay home with Will because we were really busy, and I knew me being out was affecting people, and I got grumpy. And that made me not wanting to do a lot. But I had plans, and in my whip parade, I realised that I hadn't finished the bottom page of Lady Rose, and I kind of wanted this half done so that I only had this half to do, because we're going for a finish on this. So this is Lady Rose by Joan Elliott. Started, I think, around 2018, and she is stitched on 32 count Sprite from Picture This Plus. I feel like it's a little bit more purpley. I would have had put a before photo in here, but basically I just done this corner, and I've completely backstitched it as well. So much backstitch in a Joan Elliott, and her earlier designs, I'll move this up, tend to have like the crosses, and you just backstitch around. I've noticed her later designs have a lot more quarter stitches. Sorry, out of picture. So anyway, that's where I am up to. Again, don't know how many stitches I did. I just stitched. Sorry, gotta fold away and put away. As soon as this is done, I've got to go and play Cluedo with Will. So, and this is in a bag that was made to me by a friend called Kay. She does do Flosstube, and she also does crocheting, no, not crocheting, knitting, I think it is. Maybe it is crocheting. Podcast as well, so I'll put the link down. Now, the week between Christmas and New Year, Sophie has her birthday, and I decided to work on her fairy that I'm making her. Which lives in this Emily C bag. She no longer makes bags. So Sophie, this is one that I'm aiming for a finish as well this year. So December Blue Topaz Fairy, which is MD162. The person who I got this needle mindle from was in Perth, and she no longer makes them or sells them. So she's very pretty, but she's actually quite small. Now, while I didn't do count these stitches either, I reckon I did about 1,000. So here's a before pic. And this is stitched on 32 count frost from Chromatic Alchemy, and it's opalescent. But yeah, I reckon I did nearly 1,000 stitches. And I finished it up last night, what I was going to do, and get ready for my new start. Because it's been a while, people, 2 years since I've started something. So she only comes more down to here, and then there's the legs, and lots of beading around it. But I reckon this is doable. And that's actually probably quite close to the colour of the fabric. Sophie picked the fabric. I tried to let some of the kids pick what fabric they like. She picked the fabric for Enchanted Mermaid, and I was really on the fence with that. And I asked a lot of people what they thought, and they're like, let her go for it. It looks stunning. And it did. When it was finished, it was a really good choice. So I went with her choice again with this one. All right, and that was done. That was December. Now for today, so far, I've had a new start. And I have put it in this bag that was gifted to me by a lady on Virtual Stitches called Joni, and it's a stitch and button bag. Isn't it beautiful? Now I've had this for a while, and I didn't know what to put in it because Joni doesn't like, or she does like, but she's not into Mirabilias or Joan Elliott's or Fancy Ladies. So I wanted to put something in here that kind of represented Joni. And today I had a new start, and I haven't had a new start in 2 years. And this one it's a Joni chart. And it's one that I've started with Lisa from Lisa Stitching and Such and Megan Stitching May. And it's the 3 Springs sampler. Emily C from Eclectic Possessions have finished this. She changed up the colours. I don't change up colours. And Jessie Marie has either finished this or she's got it as a whip. Laurel Ann, also on Flosstube, has this as a whip as well. And if I remember, I will link everyone below. And it says, 3 things there are that will never come back. The arrow shot forth on its destiny's track. The appointed hour that could not wait, and the helpful word that was spoken too late. And then it's got like, such and such work this sampler and trust my work onto thee. You would obviously put your name there. But I just love all the, and it's got a house, and Joni loves houses. It only has 16 colours. So it's not, and it's all DMC. So this is actually quite a nice sampler to try and kit up. So that will leave in this bag. I haven't counted my stitches, but I will go back to counting. This is my start. Got up early. I stayed up late with the kids that stayed up late. Yeah, it's the right way. And then I got up early. This is done on either 32 count or 36 count. It's counting as 36, but it definitely needs the 2 threads like it's a 32 count, and it's stitching like a 32 count. I would say it's an off-white, otherwise I have no idea. So, and that's where I've done up to. But I will be going back counting so that we will know how much stitches I have for next time. Sorry. Got up, well, I've been awake since like 6 and I didn't get to bed till like 12:30, so I'm like, need coffee. Right. Plans and then a bit of stash, but stash will be coming into plans. So, I think I'm going to start, because I would like this finished. This is my oldest whip at 2006 start, which is Winter's Lace. I don't know how well I will do it. I'm not very good at stitching 2 things on the same day, but I think I might give this as my early morning piece and give this 30 minutes a day and see where we go from there. So I'm just going to show you the starting point. You would have just seen this in my whip parade if you watched it. If not, here it is. Oh my goodness. There we go. So I have this to do down to here, and then there's another wolf. Pretty sure that comes in here. I'm really only on the half stitch. So, and I would love to get this finished. I see Will with this. So that is one of my goals. Vic has set me, she watched my Flosstube whip parade, and then she's like, because she chooses a whip from me once a month to work on. So what she's done is she's divided it up that I have 2 whips I can choose from. Definitely stitch on one, and the other one I will try to work on. But she's also given me a focus for 3 months. And my focus for this 3 months is Anzac. So at a minimum, I would like to get 3,000 stitches, but if I can get more, I will. So that's what Anzac is. It's a long dog sampler. And this is stitched on 32 count. I put it down below. It's I can't pronounce it. And anyway, I'm stitching it with DMC black. I would like, where am I? So it's on the kangaroos, right to the possum. I would like to get the top row finished this year. I think that was my goal. So that's my starting point for that one. One of the charts that she has picked for me to work on is Vera Milliberia, which doesn't have the thing on that one. It's an out of print chart. And it looks like I've got to actually photocopy. This is stitched on 32 count Murmur from Pitch This Plus. And this is one of those ones that when I can't even tell which way it's up. I haven't touched this since I started, and I have maybe 200 stitches. So this is one of those pieces where when I was doing the whip parade going, it needs at least 1,000 stitches. It's pretty pathetic. In the 2 years that I've had it, hasn't been touched. So she has another one which I didn't write down and I didn't grab, so I'm not sure. The other one that I would definitely like to work on is December Fairy, because that needs to be worked on every month until it's finished. And the other one is Autumn Queen. I'm doing a season until it's finished and then I'll move on to the next one. I've just finished summer, so I've moved on to autumn. I am pretty sure, really pretty sure, this won't get finished this year, but it'll be set up for a finish next year. So, in case you haven't noticed, I've given up on the board. I think this is Ancient. Picture this plus 32 count, and that's where I'm up to. You probably won't get this again. This is just because it's January and I'm pre-planning and we're going away at some point for a couple of nights. So I'm trying to be a bit more organised. Right, so that is plans. I am thinking I might have another start, and this will probably be my last start. I'm not 100% sure if I will start it. I love this design. But my goal is that I'll have 5 finishes before I have a new start, which sounds a lot, but I want to whip down to the point where I'm touching everything and giving everything enough progress that I'm seeing more finishes. I love the progress, I love the finishes, I love the starts, but we need to get it more in line. So I'm down to 54 whips. If I do these 2 starts, I'm up to 56, which means I'll have to be at 51 to get a new start, and then I'll be 40 something before I get a new start, and so on and so on, until I'm at a stage where I'm finishing more regularly and then can have more starts regularly. So, in this Star Wars bag from Stitch and Button, and I've just got this in from 123 Stitch, is the Scary Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. Now, you've probably seen this, it's everywhere, but I'm going to do it because this is not just scary movies. These are books and movies, and just, there's so much in here. So, the quote, which is, "I will die here where I have walked, and I will walk here through, thought I am in my grave." That is from The Bleak House by Charles Dickens. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams is the number 42. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte is the house. Thornfield Hall, I point here, but it's here. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte is the figure in the window, Kathy's ghost. So that's in there. The Island of Dr. I can't even pronounce that, by H.G. Wells is the human and dog skeleton. Moreau. Great Expectations by Charles Dickens is the cemetery tombstones. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling is the willow tree. Beetlejuice is the snake and sandworms. So there's a snake. The Jurassic Park 3 is the flock of Parasauruses, which I'm guessing is these. The Close Encounter of the Third Kind are alien head sea pods in the border. Star Wars Episode 5. A New Hope. No, it's not 4. Is the Moon Death Star. And it sounds like I don't know, but I'm reading it and I'm like, was it really called A New Hope? I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I just always know them as 4, 5 and 6. So it caught me off guard. A Man in Black is there's a roach in the tree. Not that you can really see it, but there's a roach. Stranger Things, Flowers and Borders are the Demi-Gordon heads. Lost, series of numbers. Season 1, episode 18 numbers. So there's a line of numbers in there. The X-Files, Shovel in Hand. Season 4, episode 2, Home. There's a shovel in hand. Fringe, Seahorses and Headstones. Season 2, episode 13, The Bishop Revival. Doctor Who, The Weeping Angel Statue, which is from Blink. Where it is, over here. And Star Trek, the original series with the Black Cat from season 2, episode 7, Catspawn. So out of that, I watch The X-Files, Doctor Who, Star Trek original series, and I did watch Lost till I got to the point where I was lost. I've seen Men in Black, Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Beetlejuice. I've read Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and I know of the other books and the stuff that's in it, even though I haven't read it. So for me, that was really quite, I want to do it. And I got the threads as well, and my thread keep is from Stitch and Button. But yeah, love these colours. Haven't picked a fabric, so I might start that. Also in my order, I got this one, Say Coffee. If you can't remember my name, just say coffee and I will turn around. That is so me. Hold, I've got a kid coming. That was Jeff grabbing William to go take him for a bit of a spin. So I've got all the threads and I can start that at some point, but I really, really love that. I also got Beesy Spring. I kind of want to do that for my mother-in-law. And the Barn Arrow. These are last two are by the Cottage Garden. And I also got this Mirabilia. Nope. Again, Lavender Mist. I kind of like it. She grew on me. Definitely got quite the long profile. And the beads and thread. I don't, if you're new here, I don't buy a lot anymore. Probably didn't really to begin with. So I've got another 1, 2, 3 stitch order coming and that's it. Unless something really hits my fancy, that's it. I'm not starting a lot. I don't feel the need to have a lot. I've got a lot. So yeah. Now, I did promise in my last video that when I reach 2,000 subscribers, I'll do a giveaway. I'm going to do that next month. January is just too busy and I won't have time to deal with it. So, excuse me. In February, that is what I'm going to be doing. And I think that's it. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to be working on. This is probably a bit unusual because I don't normally show plans, but I hope you've enjoyed it. My washing machine is telling me that it's nearly time to, it's finished and I need to peg it out. So I hope everyone has a fantastic new year. I hope it is a good one, whatever that means for you. I hope it's a good one. And happy stitching, and I'll see you hopefully in February.